messy church makes the medicine taste like strawberries. It creates something very serious, which is worship and faith, into something that's accessible for young ones.
I think that because they've been relaxed, coming in, I think the order of it's presented is important too, that they come in and have their snack and they relax, then they have their craft, and then they come for the worship bit after that, and this is all linked together. They're quite relaxed and happy in the whole place by then. And that, I think, is important, that it's, and the way it's presented also, that the story's at the right level for them, and the songs are also catchy, repetitive, easy, and for those that can read, the fact that we get them up on the screen, I think that really, it's to make it easy and accessible instead of awkward and difficult with hymn books and things like that, or stories or readings from a version of the Bible that they just can't understand. So I think that's very
When we did the Christmas Messy Church, I thought that was very good, that we did 8 different crafts around what every child knows is to do with Christmas, but we put that Bible element into it. The reason why you have a poinsettia, the story of the little girl and the flower, the reason why you have a shepherd's staff and all that kind of thing, and it puts everyday crafts or everyday things that the children are used to do with Christmas, or whatever. It gives it that biblical, that spiritual, there's a reason, there's a meaning behind things. And to some parents it was knowledge as well. They didn't know about the story of the poinsettia or whatever. So it helps the parents see how they could link just simple things they do back to God and that kind of thing.
One of the things I noticed with the worship, probably about the 3rd or 4th session, was that the children who'd been every time up to that point were retaining things from the last time they'd been. So you can maybe ask a question about, and who do you think this is about, or what do you think this is about, and you'd get half a dozen hands going, Jesus, God, based on probably what we'd been doing. Well, maybe not just what we'd done the last time, but some of them maybe hadn't been in church since that last messy church. So it was a kind of, there's definitely sort of continuity. It'll be interesting to see if this year, say if we were to chart from now to, or from September's one round to next June's, it would almost be worth me making notes, almost like an assessment process, more assessment. But just to see whether the children who was here in September, right the way to June, whether there was any development, if you like, in their knowledge based on what we're doing. It's difficult. It's a difficult one difficult to track, but
that's right. And I think that for adults, if they're not to have the simple message that you give to children is actually the most appropriate for them. If it's too sophisticated, it's a bit off-putting for them. I think sometimes the simpler the better.
I think that we make the message from the Bible relevant to the way children live their lives. Children speak.
Yes.
And sometimes I think when I stand up and like make a really, those sort of like very over-the-top actions to the songs and get all silly and wiggly and jumping up and down, and I can see the faces of some of the adults to begin with feeling quite uncomfortable, but by the end of the song, by 15 minutes later, they're joining in, and it breaks down barriers that I think would be harder to break down in a normal church service.
Yes,
because they are just with the children and themselves, and there's no other spectators looking around, and we're all in it together almost.
But aren't we saying to the children and the adults, messy church is fun?
Yes.
So coming to church could be fun.
Yes,
or
indeed.
should be fun.
Should be.
Yes, and I think
I think that's key to the whole sort of concept of messy church. It's making church a fun experience for children, unintimidating, and a place they want to come to.
And you can be funny and make a fool of yourself.
Yes.
Coming down to children's level, a bit of animation in your sort of your delivery and what have you, making it fun for them. It's all fun, isn't it?
Yes.